Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. It rained! We're in the 80s! Yay! I can cook again, man. I worked my way through everything. I made a lot of instant meals. Today we're making, I'm making, I hope you join me because these are really good. I haven't made them in, God, 12, 13 years. I tell you, I have a lot of recipes, so when I come back around, it's like a new recipe. It's called Crunchy Rye Squares. Now this is great for a snack, or if you're running in a hurry and you've got your coffee with you, you can take a couple of these. They're very nutritious and they will help get you going. All right, you want 1 cup of warm water. Yeah, I know that. Move. Come on, move. Now remember, when they say or put out that they want you to use warm water, we're talking wrist. Now take cold water and you heat it up, and the chill's gonna come off of it right away. So you really have to stay on your toes. If you put it even on a low flame, believe you me, the chill comes off extremely fast. So you just stay there and stir it and keep an eye on it. Now do not use water from the faucet. I'm constantly telling you not to do that because it's got sediments in it and it attacks your liver, and in time you will end up with medical conditions because of it, because metals don't come out of the body easy, even unhealthy people. This is why I was trying so hard to get away from aluminum and the baking powder, and it took a bit of time for me to finally figure it out, but I did. I tell you, sometimes. Now I have my water on and I'm just warming it up. And when is it warm? When you cannot feel hot or cold, because your body's 98.6, so it'll feel just like that, and that's a fine temperature. They usually say just a little bit warmer than that and people will kill their yeast. Also make sure that your yeast dates are up to date, because if they expire, remember, yeast is alive, it does die. See how fast that was? I wasn't kidding, it's really fast. Now I'm going to start adding stuff to this because I make enough bread. I know. You need 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. If you're using packages, you only need 1 package. But if you have it in the jar like me, 2 1/4 teaspoons. Oh God, the heat really got to me this year. All right, we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of milk to this. I know they say wait for the yeast, but I never wait for the yeast. Because I work with it so much. It probably missed me because of the heat I wasn't working with. It said, oh, she hates us. You know? Well, my mother used to make a joke and said, I just walk in and the yeast knows me. I remember when they were teaching how to make bread in school, I already knew it all. So a teacher had me help the other students. 3 tablespoons of molasses. That's why you always catch me checking everything, because before you put the molasses in, put 1 tablespoon of salt in. Make more of this. I am running low. now put 3 tablespoons of molasses in. I got a regular recipe. I have to order some special flours for it. Oh, I can't wait to make it. Regulars, I always call sinful cookies because I can never eat just a few. I'll eat a whole pound. If you buy 2 pounds, I'll eat 2 pounds. But the ones I hate are the ones with chocolate and strawberry jam. I don't like those. I like the original ones. Oh my God. The original were really, really good. And then they started changing them. They weren't sinful anymore. They were just like any old regular cookie. But the original one, oh my. Nobody could stop eating them. They were just that good. They had a good thing, and then they changed the recipe and decided to make it cheaper. I'm putting everything in a bowl, if you must know, with the yeast. If you don't believe me, I'm just adding it all in. Now they want vegetable oil, and you say, you're not letting the yeast rise. No, I'm not. You need 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I'm going to use corn. But if you have a just plain vegetable oil if you want, or if you want to use olive oil, safflower, whatever you have. I will not recommend canola oil. There's something personal about it. I will not use it. Okay, now that we've added all of that, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of bran flakes. You see why these are so good? You could run out the door with them. They've got everything in them. All right, now don't get on my case on this. I don't have enough. I need rye flour. Now I've got dark rye and I have light rye. I'm just going to mix them up because I don't have enough. It's been hard to get flours lately. I've had to order through Amazon to get what I want. You need 1½ cups of rye. Well, that's a little less than 1/2 cup. So I put the light rye in it. Okay, that's 1½ cups of rye. The only thing left to add into this is our bread flour. Now it's time to start mixing. People say, but, yeah, I know, I'll get to it. And how much will I be putting in that? 2 to 3 cups, okay. Now we're going to start working with this. We've got everything in here except the bread flour. To get the 1/4 of a cup measure to fit in there. I'm going to be adding a 1/2 cup at a time. am so happy it rained. It really rained heavy. Very, very heavy. We've got rain for the whole day. So I am happy. I almost wanted to stand out in the rain. I haven't done that since I was a little girl. And it was tempting. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I know that's tacky, but I'm gonna put a whole cup on the counter because I know it's gonna use it. I'll turn you down a little more. We're gonna be needing this. I am so happy to be able to come in the kitchen and cook. I have leftovers. Oh, and to the gentleman who doesn't like tuna fish casserole, you know what you can do? You can make the recipe and put chicken. If you have like leftover chicken, shred it from the bones and all, and use it in place of the tuna and make a chicken casserole. Because he was very honest to say that he did not like fish, so I can understand that. Okay, I don't like rutabaga. When my mother used to serve it, and oh my God, it had to go down my palate, my throat, or I was going to get whipped or go to bed hungry. And sometimes both, so I was going to eat it. And that was it, man. So I know where you're coming from in that. I just don't know how to do live videos. And I know some of you are sitting there saying, when are you going to do live? I don't know how to set it up. And my son has to show me. I'm not computer savvy, as they say. Yeah, I know I didn't put water in the bowl. I have dishes in the sink. And I wanted to get this started today. Early, it feels so good. That's why I could do this. And another thing, if you don't like a certain food, it might be the way it was prepared. I mean, my husband had a heck of a way to get me to eat liver. I was terrified of liver. I always told everybody fries it so much you could wear it as shoe leather. You know, it was that tough. They just didn't know how to work with it. And I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. I wouldn't eat pig's feet. Ooh, I could not get it past my teeth. Because the way my mother didn't know how to clean it and prepare it. So sometimes you dislike a food because it's the way it's prepared. Your mother's doing the best she can, but she doesn't know, but she's trying. So sometimes you have to, stay away from it for a while and then try it again and have somebody prepare it right. And you might find, hey, this isn't bad at all. I really like this. That's the cause. It's because of arguing at the table or disruption at the table, anger. It's always something like that, and those are usually eating disorders, you just never know. And or it could be the loss of a loved one and that meal was served and you never want to have it again, or something like that. So you really shouldn't condemn the food. It's just, basically, it's usually a problem. So I had a real problem with pig's feet, and I had a real problem with liver. And my husband said, look, I think it wasn't prepared right. Let me do it. And that's that bacon liver that I make in a tomato sauce. I can eat pickled pig's feet now because of my husband. He had to, do it a different way, because he asked me how did I have it, and I said, oh God, he put this oil in the pan, they flour, salt, and pepper it, and they fry it like 20 minutes on each side. I mean, you could wear it. And then they put onions over it. You could not cover that smell up or the taste of that liver. So he knew what had set me to, and he sat there and said, let me try. And I said, we might be eating dinner out. He said, I don't like liver. But he fixed it for me so I could have it, and I enjoy it now. But it's usually from something from your past, and it wasn't prepared right, or a frame of mind at the table when it was served and it's ingrained in you. Something traumatic, and this is why you fall into that category. And it's hard to overcome. I'm not going to lie to you, but you need somebody to know what they're doing. So you can try it differently than the way it's been prepared. I mean, when my husband said we're going to have a boiled dinner, I started crying. I went in the bedroom and I had tears coming down. I said, because I had sworn I would never, ever again have a boiled dinner. Now, this is I'm kneading, so you already know what I'm doing. My mother, a boiled dinner to her was this big pot she had, right? And she put vegetables and seasons in it. She rinsed the pig feet off, and if she saw hair, she'd cut that off, and she threw it in the pot, and she cooked it. That was a boiled dinner. She didn't clean the water and really boil the dirt out of the pig's feet. And then, when the pig's feet were just about done, she would make dumplings. They're northern dumplings. I have the recipe for them, and I like them now because I'm making them the correct way, but my mother mix them up and pluck them, and they were fluffy. And she would serve that, and that was a boiled dinner. I could not wait to get out of my house, my parents' home. I did not like that meal. So when my husband said he was doing this for me, a special day, he said he was going to make a boiled dinner, stay out of the kitchen, and he was going to do it. I went to my bedroom and I cried. I wailed. I swore when I left my mother's home I would never have a boiled dinner again. Well, what happened was my husband came into the bedroom because he heard me. I was bawling. He had come in from shopping to pick everything up special for me, to make this meal for me, and I was crying. And he said, what? And I said, I can't eat this meal. He said, why? And I told him how my mother made it. He said, that's not a boiled dinner. That's not what I'm making you, Sandy. I said, really? He said, really? Stay out of the kitchen. You'll really be surprised. Well, I got for a boil. I had 2.5 helpings. I stuffed myself. It was corned beef with mustard on it, with cabbage, with bacon, and potatoes. I loved it. But the boiled dinner that I thought of with something else. So I've had my problems with food as well. Now I tell people, as long as it doesn't run across my plate, I'll eat it. You know, at least I'll try it. But I make that joke. I say, as long as it doesn't run across my plate, I'll eat it. I'll try it. You know, I tried tripe. It wasn't prepared really well for me. And tripe is the stomach of the cow. And I told the sheep, and Maria said, how was it? And I said, well, it's not my favorite. She got so mad with me. But I didn't like it that much. But I told her, I'll try it again. And she got really upset because I didn't like tripe. I'm not overly fond of it. I know how to cook with it. I know how to clean it and stuff. But I haven't had it in a way that I enjoy it more than I normally would. So, if you have something that you don't like, realize it might not have been prepared right for you, or maybe it's a psychological problem because of something happened when you were introduced. Is that right on the wrong straight? Yeah. I want to make sure it doesn't come through the windows. Oh, it's a good idea, you know. So, this is why I try to keep an open mind to new foods and old ones. And I don't like rutabaga. Can't stand it, but I'll eat it. I put it in a stew. I make my sons and I will eat it. And I'll tell them it's good for them. And I'll really say to myself, I really don't like this. You know? But I probably don't like it because it went with the pig's feet. That's probably why I don't like it, is because it's in that dish. But at least when she makes it, I don't have to worry about anybody trying it because she's gone now. So I don't have to worry about that. And that's one dish. They could go, you could bury it. Go bury that dish. A really bad dish. But I understood my mother was learning, so I understand that. I'm just working the flour in now, and then I'm going to set this to rise. And this is not a sourdough, so we have to cover it and we have to do other things for it. And treat it a little different. Now, I would make incorn bread, but I can't make it because I'm running out of flour. And I have to order flour and get it in. I finally got all the things that I need to make the bread. Now what I have to do is get more flour now. But I have enough to keep it going till I can afford that. Probably next month I'll probably order it. Alright, I worked my flour in. I've got a good dough. You see that? That's what they want. Now I'm going to clean my bowl. Now I'll tell you another story, and I don't eat this, but I'm going to try making it and overcome another fear, is corned beef hash. I'm going to buy it. I am going to make it and can it. What happened was, is one time my money was tight, you know, young family, and My brothers and I were all little. I think Gina was in a high chair at the time. That tells you. But I remember this vividly. Is my mother heated hash up in a baking dish, and then she cracked an egg on top of it, and each section for each person to eat. And she stuck it in the oven and cooked just till the egg white was done, but the yolk wasn't. And she brought it to the dinner table. And she cut out the pieces and served it with vegetables, like you're supposed to. And the table was set, let's say I'm at the head of the table. Gino sat in his high chair there. Daddy was here, James was here, Mommy was here, and I was here. And the back of the other part of the table was against the wall in the kitchen. Give you an idea, the layout. Well, when she put it on Daddy's plate and everybody's plate and called us to dinner, my father, he should never have done this, he sat there and saw this egg sitting. It looked like it was looking at him, and he said, "The eyes of Texas are upon you." He started singing the song, and James joined him, and my mother got so mad. She took the plate and dumped it over my father's head. We had to go out and eat that night. And I don't, and she never prepared it again, and I've never had it since then. So I decided that I am going to make that dish. I'm going to make, now this, because what happened, I have a real problem with it. When I sit there and see it, I start laughing, because all what I can see is, I hear my father's voice. The eyes of Texas are upon you all along, all day. So I'm going to can hash. I'm going to do the, I know how to can, so I'm going to take the hash and I grind it up after I cook it. And I'm going to dice potatoes and get the potatoes going, just heat it up. I'm not going to put any salt or pepper in it. I'll do that when I go to make the dish. I'm going to can it and see how it comes out. But every time I have that dish, I'll think the eyes of Texas and my father's voice and my mother's temper. She had a bad temper. She was the one who hit everybody. Daddy was not excluded from it. She hit him, I caught her hitting him too. I said, oh my God. I said, I am not going to be like my mother. I swore. I mean, she beat everybody in the house. If they think men are bad, they should know my mother. She was sweet to everybody outside. What happened behind closed doors was a whole new ballgame. So anyway, we're going to let this rise. I put 2 towels over it and I've greased it. Grease your bowl. Put it face down your dough, twist it, then turn it right side to make sure it's well oiled on top and all over. Put the towels on, put it in a warm place, and when it rises high enough, I'll be back. Okay, as you can see, it has doubled. I'll punch it down, because if you don't, it'll collapse. You want to collapse it and control it. It's very important. If it comes up and collapses before you've gotten it, it's over with. So always collapse it after it doubles, and then you can sit there and get other stuff together. So let me get my pans and stuff together and I'll be back. Okay, you're going to grease 2 cookie sheets. Now, some people, and I do know people who do it, they will only grease the area of the measurement that they state. Like, if it's going to be an 8x8, they'll just do a little 8x8 and leave it. But there's something about yeast you have to be careful with. It spreads. So it's better if you just grease the whole thing and let it just spread out where it's going to spread out. Okay, what do they want us to do here? I know, I never remember. I should, but I don't. Okay, you're going to need a rolling pin, you're going to need a trusty ruler, and if you don't have a pizza cutter, a sharp knife is what you're going to need. Okay, I'm reading instructions now. Now they want us to, on a floured surface, so we're going to have to put some flour on our surface. And you can see right there, I am reading. It's been a long time since I've made this. to knead it for like 30 seconds. So they do want some kneading on this. I think it's actually working the oil into it so it'll be drier. So you can work with it. I don't know why I couldn't use one. I'm talking to myself. I'm reading the instructions and showing you. Okay, I gotta get you into a ball so I can work you better. Okay. Now, I know I'm going to sort of shape this into a square before I start rolling it, because they want us to roll it into an 8-inch square. I don't know why I need 2 cookie sheets. So instead of putting it into a ball, you sit there and semi-shape it into the shape you need. If you need a rectangle, start shaping it into a rectangle before you use the rolling pin. I need a square, so I am rolling in. I started it off patting it into a square, so when I go to roll it, it's easier. They always say put it in a ball, but it never works. So mine is, I will do it this way. And you can see I'm closer to a square shape. See? That's what you're going to have to do. Yeah, that's 8 inches. This is not 8, this is 9, so I'm going to have to tuck this in a bit. Now remember, they want 8 inches. You don't want me to... Okay. Want an 8-inch square. We're going to get an 8-inch square. Okay, there's 8 inches. And now we'll get this other one into an 8-inch. Oh, this one we have to roll out. This direction, we're missing a whole inch. That puts it at 8, and this puts it a little more than 8. Okay, now what they want you to do with a sharp knife or a pastry, I'm using my pizza cutter, cut out 16 2-inch squares. I'm going to see if I can get my pastry thing. Hold on a minute. All sorts of things. My husband always kept me well stocked. Okay. Let me just pull some of them off, and then we'll work with that. This is 2.5. Wait. You are all the same size. Okay. A pizza cutter will work, a pastry, sharp knife, whatever you have. Make it work for you. Okay. It's going to be difficult. See what I mean? This is not going to work. Okay, let's try again. Can't use that. I'm going to have to use a pastry cutter. I'm going to have to mark it. I too have my problems trying to get these recipes to work. That's 8. This is 9. Okay. Pack it back in. You know, people are starting to do the yards now because we're in the 80s, but it's also raining. So they're going to be working in the rain. Alright, they want 2-inch squares. I'm going to do it another way. Okay, we can do that. I'll cut them in a bit. I just want to get them leveled off at this point. Okay, we did that way. Now we got to do it this way. 6, okay. I'm just indentationing them now, and then I'll cut them. See, this is really thick. Maybe I should have used the knife. Okay, we'll try this one. Put them 2 inches apart. This is why you need so many 2 cookie sheets. want you to cover them loosely and let them rise for 45 minutes or until they're double.
They're already rising.
So I will see you then. Okay, mine is rising quite quickly. Set your oven at 400. And they are going to cook for done 15 to 20 minutes, and I'll see you then. I'm trying to show you how big they are. Some butter on them, or cream cheese. You're set with these. These are really that good. So listen, you take care and have a great day. Bye bye.